Yee-ho to you as well, Heather. How are you doing today? Alrighty. So, if the title wasn't obvious enough, this is going to be a reaction to the state of play. Doing good as always. Excellent. Love to hear that. Do I need to turn up the volume on my... No, I think it should be okay. As long as I talk like this, and... because I've got my mic in a way where when I finally switch over to the webcam for the stream, the Twitch stuff, not that I'm broadcasting this on Twitch, but I'm going to be using Twitch as a means of watching the state of play, but I'm only going to be doing the webcam on the PC capture, because whenever I try to juggle doing both the webcam on the visual and the PC capture, it's just a mess. So I will not be doing that. But I do have a guess. The first one's gonna be one of the ones I didn't announce already. It's gonna be Dog. He's gonna be coming, and I'm gonna talk to him right now. Joins. If he joins. Fine, I guess they don't want to answer my call. Shit. Hey Nira, how's it going? What did you think of the new trailer for Lost Soul Aside? Oh man, I'm very excited for Lost Soul. That's one of the... Okay, disconnect that. They'll join when they're ready. Let me just actually type that out to them. Give me just one. Let me actually turn off the Kingdom Hearts music. Yeah. I mean, I love listening to Kingdom Hearts music. We don't need that right now. What don't I need on my screen? I guess I don't. Some of this. So the trailer for Lost Soul Aside, I've mentioned this a couple times that I've actually played a demo of Lost Soul Aside a bunch of years ago at PlayStation Experience. And I absolutely loved it. Like, it was my favorite thing at the event. And I since then, I've been eagerly anticipating more information, more footage, just more from Lost Soul Aside in general. And finally we got it, and it did not disappoint. And hopefully what we're seeing isn't bullshit, because I don't think my heart can take any more games that has this like air of authenticity. Like, I guess I've learned with Cyberpunk that it's pretty easy to fake. It's pretty easy to fake authenticity. So let's call Clay like he's up. Hello, sir.
Oh, hey.
How are you?
I'm very tired right now.
Oh shit.
Because my sleep schedule does not like me today.
Ah.
Wait, let's see. Where's the PlayStation thing again?
I'm just gonna watch it on their Twitch. It's not up yet, but it will be shortly.
Oh yeah, what's the channel called again?
It's just the PlayStation, the official one on Twitch.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Like I said, it isn't live yet, but it's
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's about 5, I think they said.
Add friends to
Hmm.
Dog and... Alright. Still there? Yeah, you're still there.
Huh?
Alright, cool. Oh, hold on. I'm just worried about my PS4 because my fan is loud and the whole CMS battery debacle. Yeah, that COMS thing is. Whew, that's a. They need to get that fixed like ASAP. Because if they don't, they're gonna have a massive shit show on their hands. Hey,
Hello.
hello.
Oh, hello.
I have my dogs in my room.
All right. Cool.
It's like burning hot outside, so I
How many
could bring them
degrees is
in.
it over there?
It was supposedly 90.
Jesus.
And like we keep them outside, but
Mm-hmm.
because it's that hot and they're only puppies, I don't want them having heat strokes, so they're in my
Well,
room.
yeah, it's yeah. That's just you being responsible. Which I mean,
Mm.
the sad part is when it comes to pet owners, it's like common sense is kind of lost now with a lot of them.
Yeah.
So at least I know you're responsible.
They would
Your
have just been
puppers.
downstairs as well, but my grandma's also sleeping, so they're in my room
Ah,
instead.
that's understandable.
But I have their little bed here and everything. They
Ah,
love chilling in here. They're quiet, so you wouldn't even hear them.
that's fine. I got my puppers in here as well. You might be able to see one of them when I finally switch over to the webcam. Let's see. Cyberpunk really makes you think about if companies are showing the real version of a game. Well, that's the thing that I learned with Cyberpunk is that it's because when they showed it off at the very first time, the public gameplay demo, is that I
They went
noticed
to the
little
cable.
flaws that were in it, and it convinced me for more that what we were seeing was genuine. And I guess it's sad that I have to now look at flaws and think, were those manufactured as well to give off the illusion of it being a real thing? I mean, that's just depressing when we have to go that far into like having skepticism and scrutinizing a demo or a gameplay trailer or something. Like
Wait, are you
that's pretty
already
bad.
live?
Huh?
You're already live?
Yeah.
YouTube really just doesn't like handing out notifications.
YouTube?
Yeah.
I didn't
I
really
got the
set it for.
notification before you went, what is it, live? Like I said, like the 30 minutes, but I never got it from when you actually started.
Hmm. If they don't fix it, it could lead to a lawsuit. Apple is already facing another lawsuit now because they deleted a customer's account on iTunes at $25,000. Holy shit! Fucking Apple. Um,
I love Cyberpunk, even though
oh,
that had a really
hey,
terrible
Mountain
line,
Light.
because the game
Bad
worked for
connection.
me just fine.
Well, I got lucky because I played it on PC with a relatively decent graphics card, and I like as buggy as it was, it never once crashed for me, which was very surprising given how buggy it was. But on the PS4 version running on the PS5, without fail, when it first came out, it literally crashed every hour on me, and I just gave up trying to play it on the PS5,
Yeah.
which is some bullshit. Because I bought the collector's edition, and that's you're taking a big gamble when you do those like collector's editions for games, and I took a massive gamble with Cyberpunk, and I pretty much crapped out on that one.
I'll be on a big meeting right now. Okay, okay. That's Richard said that on my stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like it's with Cyberpunk. It's kind of weird. It's like I look. I'm a big tabletop RPG guy. Like if you guys know what it means, it basically like it's like Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of thing. With
Right.
Cyberpunk, it started out like that, and I was actually like, even as like me being like 6 to 8 years old, I was big in RPGs. I played like the classic Deus Ex and the classic like Elder Scrolls, all those kind of stuff. So I'm an RPG buff, and
Yeah.
seeing like how linear 2077 is compared to like say the original Cyberpunk version of it, I am kind of like disappointed.
Yeah.
They don't even have like I can't even go through cyber psychosis if I put too much cybernetics in my body. I'm like that's ridiculous. Even if like you had something like the World of Darkness, like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, you could still go through like oh, if you go too much like Bloodlust, you'll go for a rampage. Even they had that in their game, like mechanics, and that engine was, they were kind of cutting corners, but they still kept most of the mechanics from the tabletop RPG into the video game, and yet like
Yeah.
CDPR was like, actually, we can't really do that. And it's weird too because the biggest like what the fuck moment is that Mike Pondsmith, the original creator, was in on it, and I'm like, I don't know what he was smoking, allowing all that stuff in.
I have a feeling
CDPR.
with him. I have a feeling with his involvement, it was just, hey, we'll give you some money to just have your name associated with this and just say that you're a consultant. Meanwhile, we're going to do all the writing. We're going to do all the legwork as far as actually making the thing.
It's like what CDPR is like. I can trust them at least to like get me hooked on like a story
Hey,
and the
Derpy.
writing and all that. Yeah, story and the writing. But I'm like, to me, at least when I first played Witcher 3, before I gave it a second go, I was like, okay, your gameplay is a bit iffy. If you can work on that with Cyberpunk, then you'll do great. But then it was just like
The gameplay
it was
is
like,
worse in Cyberpunk, I'd
I
argue.
know, right? I know, right? I'm like,
It's not. It's most of it isn't terrible, but I'd say it's definitely in some aspects a big step down from The Witcher 3.
It's funny because like with Witcher 3 and with when you make an action RPG, usually you go through a particular gameplay loop,
Right.
and you're doing the same thing over and over again. And it's like, okay, we can't escape that, but we can at least make it fun for our audience. And to me, it's like, Fallout New Vegas, for example, went through a gameplay loop, but that was fun because you had all these like kind of things you could do, and Cyberpunk tried to do that, but I don't know, there was just something a bit lazy, I guess, with it.
I
It's like,
think
don't know,
it's just I think it's just a case of them trying to tackle too many things at once. Because I think Cyberpunk, in my opinion, it's a very confused game. Like it's trying to be all these things, and it doesn't really do an amazing job at any one of them. Or in some cases, it just completely drops the ball on some of them.
It's not. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, to me, it's not. It's definitely not the Duke Nukem Forever. At least, like, I can play that. Yeah, it's. I'll say like that. That's much better. The thing is like, I think it was a bit of everyone. We expected too much of it, and then also like maybe like we definitely should have given them more time.
Yeah.
I still think that CDPR should have waited till at least, I don't know. Hell, I should have waited till 2019, 2020, and then maybe release it 3 to 4 years from now.
Yeah.
Then they at least would have had more mechanics and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're probably like, at this point, yeah, it's an early access game, and all those mechanics we really want, they're probably just going to put that as DLC later on in the season pass.
Yeah.
I can't even remember if I bought the season pass or not.
Oh, there's no season pass for Cyberpunk yet.
Oh yeah. Because they'll probably put it in for like hey Arrow, but they'll probably put it in for trying to think, what was the last season pass price for
Witcher 3?
Witcher
it was
3?
$20 if I remember. No,
yeah,
20, 25.
Could have been
25 or 30, one of the two.
Yeah, I'll give it that. That was a very good price. Because
you get two fantastic expansions with that. So it was like,
I mean, do you know how many? Do you know how many like awards just for Blood and Wine got? Because sometimes people confuse like Blood and Wine is like, wait, it's a full game, right? And I look at it and I'm like, it's in the right aspects, it is a full game in its own right.
For a $20 piece of DLC, it's massive. Compared to what we're used to for $20 out there.
I think I made a video a while back saying that I'm happy CDPR lied to me over how long it was going to take me to beat it. Because I'm like, it's like for the first DLC, it took me like 20 plus hours to beat it. And then like for Blood and Wine, it took me, I think, a couple weeks. Mainly because I was just like side missions first, then the main missions. I'm like, this is... if I would personally say, like, the first DLC is at least $30 to $40, in my opinion. Like, Blood and Wine is like, that's a $60 DLC I would pay for.
I'd pay $60 for Blood and Wine.
Yeah, it's just like, and and again, it terrifies me because I'm like, I at least hope the DLC is not as bad or buggy or but the thing that terrifies me too is like I have to go through that gameplay loop again with Cyberpunk, and I'm like, am I going to enjoy it with the again, they could put in some mechanics that actually would make it better. I hope to God.
We can only hope at this point.
And now that I think about it, though, it's like what new gameplay mechanics could they introduce? If I did ask, like, I'd just be like, could you make like getting cars easier? That'd be nice, like for one thing, because GTA 5 did that shit since 2013, and they made that super easy.
Yeah. Let's see, comments. I feel like you should rant about the COMS battery if you feel like making a video about it. That's something I would more lump in with another video just about PlayStation in general. I don't know about the CMOS just because I don't know as much about it as some of the people that have already covered it in great detail. I'm looking forward to Scarlet Nexus. See, I'm not really all that interested in Scarlet Nexus, and I've seen, but I hope it's good for the people like yourself who are looking forward to it, Nero.
Cool.
What do you think will be in it? Notice me, Supreme Overlord. So for anyone who's new to the channel who has never had a live stream, like if you ask a question or make a comment in the in the chat. And I do see it. Trust me. Just trust that I see it, and I will get to it eventually. It might not be immediately, but just trust that I will see it. But what do you think will be announced? I mean, I know there's only going to be 3 games during this. There's going to be the 15-minute look at Ratchet and Clank. There's going to be, and then the 2 indie games. Your guess is as good as mine what those indie games could be. Because I'm trying to be optimistic and say that maybe we'll see something that was shown off at the June PS5 event last year.
Oh,
possibly, but I'm hoping personally. I'm hoping for more now that we've got Kana out of the way. I want to see that Little Devil Inside game. I want to see the one with like the Monster Hunter looking one with like the big Cheshire cat thing. I want to see more of that. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I love the
Hey Richard,
the aesthetic they were using with that and the colors.
Very Tim
Burton. Are you
Burton-ish.
guys watching this from YouTube or Twitch?
I'm watching it on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm watching on Twitch too.
Everything has to be on Twitch now these days.
Well, yeah, because it's better on Twitch compared to YouTube.
Yeah, because it basically lags behind compared to it. So
remember when everything used to be on YouTube before Twitch?
No.
Yeah, and then it was Justin TV.
Oh yeah, it was Justin TV.
Yeah, it was
10 minutes.
It was like. It was.
Do people even watch TV anymore? I don't watch TV.
There's a lot of
kind of. Usually, just like they just watch it on their computers now.
Oh, PlayStation
or streaming services. My parents still watch TV, and I literally been telling them just cancel the cable already. We don't watch it. I mean, except for them because they watch shows from their own country, and I understand like why some people still want cable just to have access to like shows from their own country, but still I don't know, maybe they could make a streaming services for that. I don't know.
Well, they already do. You just have to pay for them individually.
Just so stupid.
Yeah.
Just have it all together.
As
have
far
Netflix
as
buy it.
No. But as far as what could be announced, I'm hoping Little Devil Inside or that what was the Kung Fu game they showed last time in February? What was that called?
Oh, the one with the bionic like rabbit arm guy.
No. The one that looked like Old Boy, the hallway fight from Old Boy. That one where the guy ages every time he dies.
I can't remember. That was a long time ago.
Shit. Let me look this up on my phone. I know. I'm gonna like smack myself when I finally. Hold on. PS5.
I still have to play the first Ratchet and Clank before it comes out.
I still can't believe you've never played that PS5 one. Sifu, that's what it's called.
You mean PS4 one?
4, sorry.
I was actually streaming this morning talking about the Ratchet and Clank game, and we were just talking about like, okay, so like, and they kept talking to me, and I'm like, and I said, what was it? I said before over and over again, guys, you're repeating the same thing, and we said this like a while ago. Yes, there is going to be Rule 34 of this shit. We know.
Oh, even Insomniac knows. Insomniac knows there's already porn of Rivet out there. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that they don't know that by now.
Oh, hey, Petey, welcome.
There's
welcome.
porn of Rivet back when they first announced her in June of 2020. Of course there was. It's the internet.
I'm not surprised by that.
It's the internet.
I'm pretty sure there's porn of It Takes Two, for crying out
Oh
loud.
god, I don't want to think about that.
Okay.
That game is too pure for me. Well, it's not pure game, but it's, you know.
Yeah.
PlayX knows what I mean.
It's too bad I'm never gonna have the opportunity to play it with somebody now.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Do you think Angels should be in Devil May Cry 6? Technically, Angels are in. They're technically in the games anyway.
I would definitely say yes, but like, what is it? I know people kind of complained about that because I guess it was like, what was it? The whole half angel, half demon stereotype is like the most oldest thing. The same, like, great. It's like they were like, great. Dante's a DeviantArt OC.
Well, he's half human, half demon.
Yeah. He's half human, half demon in the original. In the reboot,
in the DMC, half angel, half demon.
Yeah, that's why people were like complaining. That's just saying they're like, no angels, please. Just well, it would make sense that angels in heaven would exist if, you know, not just like, you know, demons in hell or the underworld in this case.
As far as what other indie games they could show, you know what I'm kind of hoping they show, just so it can piss everyone off, that the dinosaur emo one. What was that called? Goodbye Volcano High. That they back in June.
They canceled that. It's like done because apparently, I don't know if you knew, the guy yeah, because the guy was a pedo or whatever.
Hold on.
Yeah, Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
So the creator of that dinosaur anthropomorphic not comic, the game, the visual novel, I guess. Yeah, apparently I don't know.
No, it's still happening.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah, it's still happening.
They
haven't canceled it.
I could have sworn they canceled it because the director was a pedophile or something.
No, they probably kicked him off the project, but it's from what I can see, it's still a thing.
Yeah.
I would not put myself into a project if one of the who would put themselves, like, I don't care how much money the game makes, it's probably not going to make that much money. But like, why would I put myself into a project that involved a former director who was a pedophile? I'm like, I'm not going working for them.
Hey man, all they gotta do is just sweep that shit quietly under the rug, and most gamers will forget about it in like a week. It's just it's just
wow. I'm surprised Sony actually, like, well, granted, they had like
they're not publishing it, to be fair. They just have a marketing deal with it.
I was gonna say as a joke, they published, what was it, Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys. So, you know, that's like, if you ever saw JonTron shit before, they actually published that game. I love
JonTron.
I've watched JonTron maybe like once every 2 years or so. It's probably the most.
He actually did make a video recently, just more about like what was it?
People.
It was about old people.
I heard about that.
I laughed my ass off at that
one. Yeah, there was. I need to watch the whole thing again. That was funny.
Official.
His flex tape video, that was the best one.
I did not expect like Phil Swift to actually go and be like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna be with John.
They actually partnered with him, which is so funny.
Yeah. It's funny. He says like, yeah, first video he says I am not like endorsed by Flex Tape, and then like next video he's like, yeah, I'm endorsing them. Or more like, they came to him, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, I can endorse you, no problem."
Oh my gosh! And then, what was it? Oh, and then he made that video with what was it? Oh, he made that. What was that one TV show called again? The one I
Oh,
told.
the one where it's like the children are in that like desert cowboy town, and they're like trying to young kids something. Or...
Oh, you're talking about the scared shitless one?
Yeah,
Like
that
scaring
one.
them shitless or something, where they have to make like it's like a Lord of the Flies kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
And then
He
they
made-
interview Jimmy.
Oh yeah, they interviewed the kid. He's like an adult now. He finally talked about like what really went on. It was so funny. I was like, holy fucking shit! I can't believe they treated you guys like this. I swear. I don't know. And
it
then
was morally
and then,
wrong. It was ethically wrong.
I mean, it's well. I mean, they had. I mean, he literally said that two of the kids' parents actually sued them. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
And it's funny too because as soon as Jimmy left, like the host like revealed that whole like money prize thing, and then Jimmy apparently got really pissed off over that. He just left, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? We're going to reveal this prize." I'm like, "Really?" I could be wrong. Apparently, It Takes Two is getting more content.
It Takes Two
Is it?
getting more content.
Well, what's he? Joseph was like saying something about patches, but I'm like, I just wanted to be sure. It was like, I wonder if it's just quality patches or just more like legit content patches. Because if it's content
I see your
patches,
comment. I'll
I'm
get
like,
to it in a sec.
Yeah, if it's content patches, I'm like, Jesus, man, what are you gonna put? What else are you gonna put in there? There's like already so much content you already put in the game.
Do you think Sony will announce the new Play at Home games? I don't think so, but it's not something I considered. I mean, it's possible, but I would one of my predictions was I was gonna say that they might show the next PS Plus game for the PS5 during this, but then they announced the games yesterday, and I'm like I'm pretty sure they're not gonna show Wreckfest here, so.
I don't know, and I just started playing A Way Out. So
Yeah.
you show me for the first time.
It's really good. It's still fun.
It's like probably in my opinion, the second best game Joseph and Steam's made. Yeah, or at least it's like and again, like me, Razor, my brother, and I think Doggy even says it's like they're making a fourth game, right? And they said it's gonna be better than It Takes Two, and I'm like, you're gonna have to pull something out of your ass to make it as good as, even better than It Takes Two.
No, God.
Like,
It's starting, guys. 30 seconds. Get excited.
if I made a joke, it's like their next game is somehow going to be open world or something like that. But
No,
I've
heard it's still going to be a co-op game from what he said on an AMA.
Wait, where are you
just,
watching it?
I'm watching it from the
Wait.
Twitch.
That makes sense.
Stranded Deep is broken on PS4. Oh, is it? I never even heard of that game until it
Are
was
they
brought
going
up.
to make a movie off of this game?
No, I hope no. That last Ratchet and Clank movie was garbage.
Yeah.
I don't
It was
wanna
literally
watch
just a.
I
it
do
was
not
just
want to
a
watch
shot-
another one.
It was the.
Play the game
literally
based
just
on
a
the
shot-
movie. Based on the game.
Oh, are we starting with Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah,
we
it was
are.
just
Welcome
a
to an
shot-for-shot
all-new State of Play.
game
We've got more than
thing of,
15 minutes of new
the
Ratchet
PS
and Clank Rift Apart PS5 gameplay coming right up. But
Coming
first,
right up.
let's check in on two other exciting games coming
Oh.
to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles this year.
They should have just called it the PlayStation Direct.
Made it to 4546B.
What the?
Well,
It's Subnautica. It's Subnautica.
Oh,
Bit rough,
eh.
but I don't think they spotted me.
Hi, I'm Jeff, audio
Wait.
producer at Unknown Worlds. Set 1 year after the award-winning original, Subnautica Below Zero plunges players into a frigid underwater adventure in search of answers.
Yeah.
Here, the native wildlife above and below the surface might consider you a tasty treat, assuming you don't become an ice pop first. The previous research crew has vanished, including your sister.
This was Sam's necklace. She never took it off.
Okay,
To
so
uncover
the main
truth,
character's
you'll need to
actually
get
like
crafty,
more
building tools and
talkative
shelter
and
for your
stuff like
survival.
that. Completely
But
different
even that
character
may not
too.
be enough.
I've never even played the original Subnautica.
I told you to stay off my land.
With the PS5 DualSense controller, every icy shock feels like it's being sent right into your hands.
Oh
The
yes,
haptic
I would
feedback
love to
system
get
allows
shocked.
you to feel each adrenaline-filled
Imagine
chase
the
and provides
DualSense
visual and
evolves to the
audio
point where
cues
you get to
as you
feel
use
pain
resources,
through it.
encounter key game moments, or
That
get
would,
into
that would
situations
suck,
where
but
it's
that would be something
probably
really
best to run.
trippy.
By the time you squint to see what's ahead,
well.
it may already be too late.
It's like it's
Fortunately,
gonna be
when
the
you play
freaking
Below Zero on
brain dance of
PS5,
Cyberpunk.
players will get a
You're
crystal
really
clear
gonna feel it up
experience
to like
with up
even
to 4K
like
graphics,
oh you get shot in the
targeting
head,
60
yeah, you're gonna
FPS
feel
when in
that shit
performance
too.
mode. And if you already own a physical or digital version of the first Subnautica on PS4, you'll be able to upgrade to the digital PS5 version at no additional cost.
They made a
We hope
remake.
you're as excited as we are
Did
to
they?
dive into the world of
It
Subnautica
kinda
Below
looks
Zero
like it.
when it launches on PS5 and PS4 on May 14th.
Isn't this on PC?
More than likely.
Okay, my brother's on.
Oh,
but like,
Oh,
Among Us.
I'm hype.
Okay, I shouldn't have gotten my expectations up for what they should have shown, what they were gonna show with
Oh,
Oh,
of course they have the Ratchet and Clank stuff.
that's kind of cute, I guess.
No, why?
Aw.
Damn!
You're such a sussy baka.
That's actually kind of funny.
Okay.
Of course, it's exclusive to
That's cute,
PlayStation.
okay.
They
We
can't
can't
put
wait
it
to
on
That's
dive
actually
deep
adorable.
into Subnautica Below
That's
Zero
actually pretty adorable.
and
That's
make
cute.
baseless
I love
accusations
that.
against our crewmates in Among Us
I was
later this year.
I was acting.
Looks like Ratchet and the gang are ready for the spotlight. Next up, Insomniac Games will lead us on a
I
tour
wonder-
of this June's
I wonder
PS5
if,
action
you know, like,
adventure.
Sweet.
Like, I wonder what Rivet's relationship is with Ratchet. I wonder if he's like.
She's an alternate reality Ratchet, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh god, but you know people are still gonna do the funky stuff.
She's voiced by the woman that voices female Commander Shepard too, which is cool.
Oh, nice.
Missing infobot located. Initiating retrieval.
Here comes me asking where God of War is. It's not gonna happen this state of play.
I'm Marcus Smith,
If
creative
it
director
does,
of Ratchet
it's
and Clank
gonna be
Rift
like,
Apart,
holy shit,
brand
but
new
I'm like,
full-length
it's not gonna
Ratchet and
happen.
Clank
see that
adventure
till
built
December.
from the ground up for the PlayStation 5 console. Today we're going
Oh
to
yeah,
introduce you to some of the
speaking of
gameplay, characters,
like,
and
Saturday,
arsenal of Rift Apart.
when the demos for
Whether you've
Resident
played every
Evil
game since
Village
Ratchet and
comes
Clank's
out, you know,
debut,
for like
or
the
you're
other
brand new to the
consoles and
series,
PC,
Rift Apart is a
apparently
standalone
we
adventure
can play
that
it
you
for
won't
an
want to
hour
miss.
now instead of 30
Let's get
minutes
in.
because Capcom was like, "Oh, we apologize. We know 30
Clank?
minutes wasn't
No,
enough." so we're gonna
that
make
was the
them-
original plan anyway.
Because
The
I was
thing,
like,
the thing they did was they
Comebacks?
extended the
What is
the
this
amount of
place?
days you could play it, the window of time you could take advantage of it. That's what they extended.
it was like I said, it was still like a very stupid.
Oh, I don't
Where
know.
are you, Clank? Maybe someone around here has seen him. Have
I
any of you
really
seen a
wish they
little
would
gray robot
stream
anywhere?
this at 60
Green
frames.
eyes, red
'cause I know
antenna,
that's what the
very
game's
charming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why aren't they streaming it at? Why aren't they doing it like? Why are they doing it at
Ratchet
30
has been
right
separated
now?
from his best friend.
I'm gonna
and
be
partner,
watching your
Clank,
streams,
and
but
is
they're
now
gonna
in a
be in
new
my search.
dimension
I'm gonna
and a
see if the
mysterious
other
urban
two people
sprawl
that usually
called
join out.
Nefarious
Join out.
Let's see. Well, Village. Well, like I said, the Village demo, like for the other consoles and PC, is coming on May 1st.
Yeah.
The release date is May 7th.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why people complain that like having a demo a week before is like bad. I'm like, why? It's free content.
They've
You get to
always done
enjoy
that
it.
though. With Capcom's always done that though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that like
Please
for
let there
also
be
if
good
other
news
people
behind
decide to do it, I'm like, why is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
Like gets you hyped, you know?
Ratchet quickly
and, hey,
finds
you only
out
have to
that
wait
in
a
this
week,
dimension,
so
Dr.
not a
Nefarious
bad
is a
thing.
much more capable.
I still like doing that. Just opening the door with a wrench.
Please remember to thank our marvelous Emperor before, during, and after making
That'd probably be running 144 hertz
Emperor?
on my PC.
Does that mean there are two Nefariouses now? Clank first, Nefarious later. Maybe he's in this bazaar.
Thanks to the new hardware, the worlds in Rift Apart are more beautiful than ever. Cities are full of life with traffic and civilians milling about everywhere.
I'm kind of already. I'm kind of scared that they're going to be like.
Characters in this new dimension are not always the same as they were in Ratchet and Clank.
Because we know that's actually not going to,
I've seen
Ratchet
some
comes
gifs
across Miss
of
Zircon, the weapon vendor in Rift Apart.
The load times and some of it, and it looks, it is really impressive.
Well, come right in.
Where like a character hits a crystal and it just instantly changes the environment.
But you gotta be less conspicuous, or the resistance will not last.
The Resistance?
Oh, apologies, Sugar. Miss Zircon is still new to all of this espionage.
Release the hostage!
Clank has been taken by a mysterious new Lombax named Rivet.
And it's funny because they both share. It's the same Clank. It's not like they both share it. Like it's like cut the chair. It's
I was hoping we'd see like a giant Clank.
I need to go after that ship. How can I get off planet?
It's a test. Only royal starships are allowed to leave. Anything
That would be an
else?
interesting mechanic, like having our giant partner
Just
Clank.
follow the beat to Club Nefarious, and
I think in
you
the
will
PSP
find
game
him.
of Clank, you
Club
can play a
Nefarious.
giant version of him.
And nice work, Secret
You can
Agent
play as him in
Zircon.
the original too.
So
The final boss.
Club Nefarious shouldn't be hard to miss. Better look around.
Oh, that's why they're not doing it at 60. They have to show off the fancy ray tracing effects.
It'll probably be like that. They'll do ray tracing, then they'll do the optional performance mode thing.
Like Miles Morales. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn it, Twitch.
Oh, it stopped on your end. It's still going for me.
Yeah, it's stopped on my end. It was like a network error or something. I just quickly refreshed it.
It's okay.
Dr. Nefarious?
There's probably gonna be a third
like a
game
club,
after
alright?
this one.
No, there isn't.
What makes you say that?
Because they're on Spider-Man from now on.
Yeah, they're gonna be on Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man
if it's anything like how they did Miles Morales, then yeah, the game. It's like I kind of trust Insomniac to like do it. They just gotta like
Once
be careful
Ratchet
not
finds
to do
Phantom,
something like Spider-Man
he learns a couple
PS4
of new moves.
again. Don't remind me that Respawn still can't is not doing the tight. Even I get sad now because you make me like that.
One of the focal points of gameplay in Rift Apart is increased mobility. Ratchet can now dash and wall run to traverse levels. This focus on mobility allows players to chain moves together to create exhilarating
It's
combat.
simple to the point. Nice.
Now let's jump into combat.
Nefarious Day Spa. If you can distract these troopers, I'll hack Nefarious's propaganda blimp and give this city a message it'll never forget.
That's good.
Man, it's gonna be.
Looks easy enough.
I wonder. I forgot. Did Captain Quark die yet, or no?
He's still alive. Well, this isn't a sequel to the last game. This is a sequel to Into the Nexus.
This isn't punishment. It's an opportunity.
Dashing allows you to evade attacks or gain strategic advantages. Enemies can't hit what doesn't
That
momentarily
dash is a
exist.
really trippy effect.
I assume it's supposed to be like that.
Dimensional tears in the world allow you to use
Oh,
the
yeah,
Rift
this
Tether,
effect, too.
another new traversal mechanic
Yeah,
to
it's-
instantly pull yourself across battlefields to escape or flank enemies.
It's like a Doom kind of thing.
Weapons in Rift Apart utilize the power of the DualSense wireless controllers, adaptive triggers, and
Of
haptic
course.
feedback to allow players to really feel the
Adaptive
power
triggers.
of their arsenal. For
Hey,
example,
man, you say
with
that,
the burst
but
pistol,
once you get your
players
hands
can
on
pull
those
back the
adaptive
trigger
triggers
partway
and, like,
to
the
peck out
controller,
accurately placed
like, it
single
actually
shots.
does live up to the
But
hype.
pulling the trigger fully
Surprisingly.
unleashes a rapid-fire spread that covers more area.
Like you can't
In
tell
either
me
case,
something
players
like
will
Astro's
feel
Playroom
each
isn't
shot burst
impressive
from the weapon and
detector
connect
Yeah.
with enemies.
Yeah, so it's like let's see.
With the
There
Enforcer,
wasn't
players
much
can pull
wall-
the trigger
wall
down
running,
halfway
though,
to
like
fire
after
a
two
single
jumps, it's
barrel,
gonna be a
reducing
wall
time
run.
between
I
reloads.
I think
or
like they'll
pull the trigger fully and unleash both barrels
it'll
with a
be in the
devastating
right moments.
close-range
It's not
attack.
just going to be forced.
Thanks to the haptics, the player will feel the
Yeah.
power of their shots.
Because I
through
was
their
going to say,
hands.
like, Insomniac is like, I don't see them kind of force, because we know good map variety at this point.
Let's move ahead a little.
Like, we know good map variety when we see it. Oh, and right there.
As Ratchet attempts to follow Rivet and Clank, he encounters a nefarious juggernaut.
Second line is a density ball.
Where did you even come from?
Yeah, that's a little mini boss.
During this fight, more dimensional chaos ensues.
So far, I'm not.
Thanks to the power of the SSD, we can near instantly teleport
Whoa.
players to completely different locations. This isn't some small arena being loaded, but the entire level from a different planet.
So what, like you literally just teleported to another level like it was
Guess
nothing?
so, yeah.
Thanks to the power of the SSD card. Yeah.
Let's jump over and see what's going on with Rivet and Clank.
Good variety in the planets too.
As you may have guessed, Rivet is a brand new playable character in the series.
Now can she
Where
won't
are
run?
you taking me?
I was gonna take you to my hideout, but first I gotta rescue my friends at their gelatonium factory.
Now she can won't run. Be nice.
Yeah, just curious to see how different she plays compared to Ratchet.
God damn computer.
Rift Apart includes several alternate dimension versions of classic planets from past games.
Are you getting this, Razor? Oh hell yeah, I'm getting this.
Yes, I will eat the fruit. This giant monster. Oh my god.
Did we mention how stunning and alive our worlds are? Thanks to the power of the
They could've made that
PS5 and the
stage
3D
switching
audio,
event
we've been
work
able
a
to
little
create
better.
alien
Well, you know,
planets with an
it's
immersive
like I said,
density like
this,
never before.
Well, it'll probably
check
look
it out.
better in the performance
Speedos,
mode.
yeah.
Right.
That's why I'm gonna ride one.
Better in the
As soon as I can get
Like,
close enough.
I always
Back to
keep
Ms.
saying, like,
Zircon,
I
the
would
weapons
rather have
maker.
frame rate in my
Whoa.
games than
This wasn't what was in my account last time.
quality.
That is because I added our mutual friend on Nefarious City.
Okay.
In Rift Apart, you get to play with an explosive new arsenal, as well as a few returning
Pixelizer.
classics.
Just think of gaming pixelizer.
Sweet thing.
I just hope they don't remind you over and over and over again to buy certain weapons.
Here's another example of how we're using the DualSense.
That was really
With the
annoying
Topiary
in the last
Sprinkler,
game.
players
Buy
will
this
feel resistance in the
sprinkler
trigger
system.
as they prepare a throw of this garden grenade. Once on the ground and spitting out its rapid growth
Was it
plant
like actually
fertilizer,
supposed to be
players
like,
will
oh,
also
get
feel
this
when
because
enemies
this'll
have been
help you so
topiary
much in the
and are ready
later
to be
parts
trimmed
of the
down.
game. Is that kind of what they were trying to do?
No, it was just obnoxiously like if you hadn't bought a certain gun yet from the vendor, they would be like, "Oh, come and buy this. You have enough credits for this. Come and buy this. You have enough credits for this." And it's like, "Oh my god, shut up!"
It appears
Like that.
some
The
dimensional
big problem with that
distortion is
last
emanating
Ratchet
from
game
that
is the
cave.
writing for me. The annoying, way too trying way too desperately
In addition to
hard
rift
game
tethering
that
and
it has.
dimensional shifts, there are also many pocket dimensions
I just
scattered
hope it
throughout
doesn't
the game.
have
And the last
that.
Speedo runs into that rift thingy.
Let's see. No, I mean just a random portal.
You must have a
appearing and
rift
getting pulled
tether
into
in
it.
your
I was meaning
glove,
the robot
too.
could have thrown him into it and thrown him into it. Okay, so you wanted it to be more of a cinematic type thing where it would have like
Alright,
the
Smarty
robot
Bot.
through
What is this
right
place?
into it.
A
dimension.
dimensional
I'm writing this down for my
pocket?
comic
Perhaps a symptom of the dimension
because they travel in different
destruction.
dimensions.
How do you come up with this stuff?
Up on a fucking plane.
Hey, it's Maynard, the Mortis helper bot. Must have wandered in through the rift somehow.
There is the Speetle.
What?
No, don't hide! Ah!
Hitting its nest might get its attention.
Well, hello there.
So it's a snail, but also it's fast.
Maybe Maynard can lead me to the Mortis.
Oh, the music's hitting in. when that Ratchet thing original soundtrack fits just right.
Now, if we could get away from
That was
this acid...
seamless.
Come on,
Yeah.
Maynard!
Wow.
Let's find the Morts!
Riding Speedles is one way of traversing Sargasso's acid swamp.
This might be the
and do
first
so
time I
quickly.
actually, like, if they do a behind the scenes thing, it's like, we have to know how exactly you did all this.
Got it! I got it! See? Sometimes I don't crash. Stop! Stop!
Oh, but
stop.
players will.
There's the gelatonium.
Damn, she killed that thing.
Coming, Morts.
Just like we killed that beetle in
Max
It
in his
Takes
Robopet across dimensions just to get stopped by some fuzzballs. So you got like 9.5 seconds to tell us where they're at. 1.
That's really
There now.
specific.
If you watched our previous gameplay demo, you may recognize the Goons for Less. This rebranded gang has been hired by Dr. Nefarious to attack Ratchet and Clank, and are now also trapped in Rivet's dimension. Here's another new weapon. The Shatter Bomb is a frag-type grenade that deals a lot of damage to your foes. With haptic feedback, each explosion feels incredibly impactful.
You can find a law bag.
It's been over 50 now. Probably near.
Where are these doofuses coming from?
Perhaps they were sucked through the dimensional vortex as well.
Oh yeah, my brain is getting hyped over this. I'm like, yes, I know it's good. I know it looks good.
It does look good. I have my concerns about it, but it does look good. The weaponry at least looks enjoyable too. And it's gonna run at 60 frames, so that's already an advantage.
This is just a small taste of some of the early gameplay in Rift Apart.
Early
There
gameplay.
is so much more.
Oh.
We have open areas to explore,
Oh, very nice.
dimensional clank puzzles,
Sharp Bomb is just
Oh,
a
nice.
grenade.
glitch challenges,
Oh, here we go.
Arena
Something to get
challenge.
pissed off about. Here we go.
aerial combat,
Ooh. Panzer Dragoon.
I love aerial
gold bolts to
combat.
collect,
Good.
pocket dimensions
Gold
to
bolts.
explore,
Time to get mad trying
Oh,
to collect
optional
all these
pocket
things.
dimension.
armor to obtain, and use in the first ever Ratchet and Clank photo mode.
Oh, nice.
And giving more people access
I
to
know you're
playing
only
our
using
games
the
is
photo
always
mode.
important to us. As such, Rift Apart will offer
Whoa,
a slew
whoa,
of accessibility
whoa, whoa, whoa,
options.
slow down! I want to
We'll
see
reveal
it.
more
Slow
about this
down.
soon.
I wanna
Slow
see
down.
all this.
Experience Rift Apart's new planets, weapons, intense high-action combat, and near-instant load times, all with some of the best visuals we've ever created.
Yeah, that's not bullshit. That's definitely true.
Yeah, it's like it's not a bad thing, but we wanted to see. We'll have to like imagine. We'll have to stop the
Start
stream and
getting out
then
of
like
hand.
pause and look
On
through
behalf
all
of
the
all of us at
options we
Insomniac
missed.
Games, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the Omniverse on June 11th.
That looks pretty good.
That's our show. We explored the depths of an alien ocean.
Oh.
Got a first look at Among Us on PlayStation.
Yeah, I would.
It's
Yeah,
it's
it was
only
like-
it's
it was
only
just Ratchet and Clank.
yeah, it's all I to be honest, I was kind of hoping that the indie games would be more substantial, but you know, for a Ratchet and Clank, you know, for that being the spotlight thing, that looked pretty good. It looked fun. I don't know why they didn't just call this Ratchet and Clank State of Play. They should have just done that. If the indie announcements were going to be as innocuous as just, you know, Among Us and Subnautica, it's like, I don't know why they didn't just make those blog posts and then just call this just the Ratchet and Clank State of Play. It's like, whatever.
I think it was just a PlayStation kind of thing, business.
Oh yeah, knowing PlayStation, yeah, probably. What
Wait,
did you guys think?
Adam? Well, before I get to that, Adam, you said that this isn't a sequel to the last one. It's a sequel to
Into the Nexus. it's because it's yeah, a lot of people are going to confuse that it's a sequel to Ratchet 2016, but is it 2016 when it came out? I think it was 2016. But they're gonna say that it's a sequel to Ratchet 2016. It's not. It's a sequel to Into the Nexus, which is the last.
Yeah,
PS3
it's like the
game.
first game. Yeah, that game was more of a remake of the first game. That was really it. And even then, even then, that's like as far as I know, like what is it? The first game was before the remake was actually better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then I don't need to. So then I don't need to play the first one to play this. But obviously, I'm still going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably like play most of the classic games, like, and then maybe play like into Nexus, and then like around that you'll be caught up on the storyline and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all the classic ones are. I mean, are that good? At least from what I heard, because I know Ratchet and Clank did kind of go stale during the PS3 era.
It does reach a point where Ratchet does kind of get like it's but and to be honest, like I'd rather play those PS3 games than the PS4 one, honestly. Like I'm not like I liked the PS4 one when it first came out, but for me time has not been kind to that game. In my opinion.
Which one? Where did it go stale? Because
I'd say around like when we start getting to things like size matters and into the Nexus and stuff like that.
I think like it got to me. It kind of got stale when what was it? Deadlock came out.
Oh, see, I like Deadlock a lot.
Hold up.
It's not that I hated it. I was just like, I could be wrong. It was happening around the same time as Jak 2, Jak 3, and I guess they wanted to try to get into the whole edginess they were kind of thing, whatever.
They both have like a weird. Both of them have weird spin-offs. Like you got Jak Racing, Jak X, which is actually very fun.
That one was like I was, as someone who likes what was it? I don't like racing games, and I'm like making Jak a racing game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
it actually ends the story better than Jak 3 does, surprisingly.
I actually have it, so I'll be playing that once I finish Jak 3.
Yeah, Jak X is fun.
I didn't start Jak 3 yet. I'm finished. I'm playing Horizon right now.
My favorite Jak game is probably either the first or second one. Probably the second one might be my favorite.
Wait, I was gonna say, what's wrong with Jak 3?
Jak 3, no, Jak 3 is good, but I'm talking about just my favorite. It might be the first.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
first
say,
one
like,
is still impressive even to this day because of how it's basically like one seamless explorable world with like very little load times.
I know, yeah, like people's minds were probably blown away when that game came out, just because, like you said, it was so seamless. How, and not to mention, obviously, it wasn't just a platformer. They also had other little gameplay mechanics that go in. When you rode vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
What was it?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Richard.
No, yeah, I actually am excited to play this. I am a bit sad. That I'm not gonna ever get a chance to play all the other ones unless I buy a PS3 sometime down the line. But
I can let you borrow my PS3 if you wanted to do it. Like I'm not using it, so you might as well just borrow my PS3.
Or you could just, like, if you got a good PC, you could just emulate it.
Yeah, that too. That's the easier path, honestly.
I mean, so you're not being like a dick or nothing. It's like, hey, it's old. You're not gonna get in trouble for it.
Sony's not making it easy to play them on the PS4 and PS5, so you do what you got to do.
yeah.
Hey, David.
I don't.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
They're being stupid. You know.
Well, thankfully, someone woke the fuck up over at PlayStation and was like, maybe we shouldn't shut down the digital stores for the PS3 and Vita.
Yeah, I remember that. And then, like, you made a whole video on it telling people, look, man, do not give them credit for this. We gotta tell them, yeah, you fucked up and we're gonna call you out on it still. Even though, it's like, it's like a prisoner, like,
it always annoys me.
Somebody in the service. It's like,
it always annoys me. It has nothing to do with Ratchet and Clank, but it always annoys me when a game comes out broken as shit and it's buggy and it's terrible, And then you get those people that pop up, 2 years later, once the game has had a bunch of patches and fixes. They're like, oh, well, now it's good. Stop complaining about what it was like at launch. And I guess it's just me being old man Razorblade Mango. I'm like, hey, man, first impressions are everything to me. Like, I got a life to live. I got shit to do. I don't have time to sit around and wait for a game to be good. Like, when I'm putting down my $60 or $70 now, I want it to be good at launch. I don't want to pay $70 and then wait 2 years for it to get decent. You can, and if that sounds like I'm not being grateful or whatever, you can shove that up your ass. I don't have to be grateful to something that I have to wait like $2 for. Or sorry, I have to wait 2 years for. It's total bullshit.
No. Gotcha.
But yeah,
Adam, it does. Oh,
no, go ahead. Go ahead, Richard.
I was gonna say, now that PlayStation's focusing more on what is it? On blockbuster titles now, it kind of does concern me for this franchise.
If me and Raze are going to debate mode, I'm still pissed off that they're like, yeah, we're gonna focus on The Last of Us now because
you're not gonna find any debate with me on that one. I'm in total agreement that that's completely unnecessary.
Yeah, it's my favorite meme though. People keep saying is like, yeah, we want more of the same third person action adventure titles.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind that to an extent. Don't remake the fucking Last of Us.
That's the thing. It concerns me because if they're going to be focusing on third blockbuster titles only, it kind of concerns me for this franchise because this franchise is like their last baby kept alive, kind of ish. It's like their last
PS2 era. Yeah, that's the last one.
This is their last one, so it's like, is this the end for this duo?
To me, it's just so. I don't understand why they can't just give Jack or Sly Cooper or Ape Escape or Siren or Gravity Rush or any of the old properties that they have in their vault to any third party company and have it be a second party title. Like they could so easily do that. Do you know how many studios out there would jump at the chance to work on a new Sly Cooper, to work on a new Jack and Dexter? Like, so many would jump at the chance to do that because those are guaranteed money makers, and that will bring that studio a ton of attention. It just boggles my mind that they don't think to do that.
Well, it's not just that though. I mean, it's good for them because
at least
it gives their first party, if they want their first party titles to focus on other stuff, then yeah, they can. But obviously, like if people keep asking for these legacy franchises to make a comeback, I mean, yeah, at least give other developers a chance to like what is it now? Obviously, like I know Insomniac's not a third party or anything, but obviously right now
they used to be. The shocking thing is they used to be, but they only very recently got bought by PlayStation. Just 2 years ago, I think. Now,
no, yeah, of course. I was gonna say now, despite the fact I know Jack's most likely never coming back.
No,
we're not gonna hear for a long ass time.
Yeah, the last game he got was on like what, the PSP, like the Lost Frontier or something like. I was like, oh, that game was pretty okay. I liked it, but I was like, oh, I'm like, shit, this is the last game. Like,
yeah, it's so unfortunate that we don't get more old properties now, and you gotta find them in Astro's Playroom, which just
at least
like I love Astro's Playroom, but it just makes me so sad that it's like a little like gut punch when I see those old classic franchises represented in that. But then as far as like the game itself, they're like, no, fuck you, we're not doing that.
Was Jack and Daxter in Astro's Playroom?
Yeah, it is.
They were?
Yeah, they are.
See them.
They're in the. It's actually kind of hard to make out, but they are. You see one of them as You see two little of the Astro people as God, I can't even talk right. As Jack and Dexter. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, but it's just. and again, like to me it comes across as a lot of window dressing and a lot of lip service when you're talking about how how much you respect these old classic properties, but then you just leave them to collect dust in a vault somewhere. It's so annoying every time. It never fails to just piss me off.
It makes me sad because I barely just started getting into the Jack franchise.
That's the thing, is that it's there are a lot of people, they have to recognize that there are a lot of people who have never played these games before, and yet they're not offering any easy way of playing the old ones and getting them excited for any possible future ones. It's just so irritating that they don't do that. The weird thing is, out of the three, like Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony, Xbox is the one that seems to care the most about preserving their old games in like a good, like a really easy to access way. But then you got Nintendo making stupid ass decisions like pulling the Mario collection off the fucking Nintendo store, and then it's like, why would you do that? Like there is literally no purpose to that other than to just drive the fear of missing out, which is such bullshit.
It's not just that. I mean, Nintendo doesn't just do that. But Nintendo kind of has the same problem as PlayStation does. Like even they're sleeping on their older properties as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like F-Zero and Star Fox. I mean, they've been sleeping on Wario. I mean, they could, and Earthbound especially. I mean, obviously the creator doesn't want to work on it anymore, but I mean, they can make one themselves if they want to, or at least have somebody else to make it. I mean, they're sleeping on Kid Icarus again. I mean, where's Donkey Kong
F-Zero,
at right now?
Earthbound, like it's and the thing is, they are not. It's not like a Kingdom Hearts situation where Square has to get approval from Disney for every little thing. They own the damn franchises. They could pull so many out of their ass if they wanted to, yet they don't.
It's because they want to play it too safe, or they just want to make money.
Well, they're not making money on them though. They're holding them back, and people are having to rely on emulators and fan projects that the Nintendo then just kills off with legal threats.
And it's always like a double-edged sword too with those fan projects, because on one hand it's like you want people to like see it, but on the other hand, as soon as you put that shit in, exposure comes in, Nintendo is gonna do that big brother eye look and be like, actually, you know what? That's gotta go. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sucks because they got to keep it so I know for a fact some of these fan projects are secret. You can probably play them if you look hard enough, but you got to be careful not to tell, otherwise it's fucked. Like,
I don't know. Both Nintendo and PlayStation treat their franchises like crap. At least their legacy titles, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, but with that being said, another thing I would like to ask, and obviously I really doubt this is going to happen, because now that PlayStation's having all their studios work on blockbuster titles, so obviously I don't know, like I said, if this is the end for this specific PS2 duo. I don't know if they're just going to make them focus on Spider-Man from now on for a while. I don't know, or depending on how well this game does, maybe they'll let them go back to it. I don't know, but here's my guess. Or here's something I actually was thinking about. I mean, the chances of this are extremely low, but I did think about this. I mean, how would you guys feel if they actually if Insomniac made a Jack and Daxter game?
I'd be fine with
think
that.
they could pull it off?
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd totally be fine with that.
Because I mean, if they've been doing very well with both Ratchet and Clank lately, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to, especially with Rift Apart. I mean, if Naughty Dog's too busy with Last of Us and all the other, I don't know, other blockbuster shit, I mean, I'm pretty sure they can handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
They have like a bunch of studios within Insomniac. I mean, that's how they're able to work on both that's how they're able to work on Miles Morales, the next Spider-Man, and Ratchet and Clank like all at the same time. Like they're a big studio. It's the same thing with like Naughty Dog, because Naughty Dog's got a bunch of studios within them working on, besides the Last of Us remake. I'm pretty sure they're working on the Factions multiplayer for Part 2. They're working on other stuff, I guess. I assume they are.
The new IP.
I really want them to just move on from Uncharted and The Last of Us. Like, I like those franchises, but I just want something different at this point.
I don't want another Uncharted. That's one thing for sure.
I would be okay with it. I'd prefer that over another Last of Us, because I'm fine with Last of Us 2. Just keep it there. I don't care. That's fine. Just leave it how it ended. I don't want to see a part 3. I don't want to see a prequel. I don't want to see a mid-story focusing on Joel. I just want like something else. Or if they're gonna make a new Uncharted, have it be a continuation of Lost Legacy, like with Nadine and Chloe. I would love that.
And also, regular the first Last of Us is not in due for a remake. I know it's been, how long has it been? 7 years? 7 years? 8 years? Is it really that time for a remake for it? I mean, I don't think it needs a remake. I definitely don't think it needs a remake.
The reason they're making a remake to Last of Us 1, of course, is they need the money. They want to keep profiting off, and there's like, yeah, we're gonna do it with it's probably gonna be like the same story and stuff, just they're gonna expand on everything else in terms of the graphics and gameplay, but that's it, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean they'll probably make it as big as Last of Us Part 2 is now, and
That's
probably
right.
just retcon the original and make the remake.
No, do you have any idea how much that would piss people off? Like, it's one thing to piss people off with, you know, the part 2, what the story decisions they made in part 2. It's a completely different thing to take part 1 and then just throw what made that work out the window in favor of like something else, or my big fear, them linking it to the TV show that's coming out.
I don't want the TV show to be linked to
I don't want the TV show in general. I don't understand the point of making a Last of Us TV show. I don't understand the point of making an Uncharted movie. I don't understand the point of making a Ghost of Tsushima movie. I don't get it. I understand the point of maybe like a Ratchet and Clank TV show, like an animated show, or anything that's animated, I don't have a problem with. But like live action movies, it's like I just don't. And Last of Us TV show, I just don't know.
Remember the canceled Sly Cooper movie?
That looked so butt ugly that I'm glad that they canceled that, especially after the Ratchet movie. Like there's actually a decent. I'll have to send it to you, Richard. But I don't know if you've seen it. The Ratchet and Clank little animated short that's on like a Canadian streaming service.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's funny. It's a lot funnier than the 2016 game.
Yeah, it's weird. They put those types of things right, but then later they're like, you know what, we're not going to do that. And I'm like, why? It's actually better than the shit you're pulling.
I don't know.
That certainly pisses them off when we say that, and I'm like, I don't care. That's what you got. That's what we're saying to you, man. It's like the only. It's funny too, and I could be wrong. The only live action stuff that a gaming company I've seen actually do pretty decently is probably, but this was like years ago, back in 2009, was probably Ubisoft, I think. It's like when they made the Assassin's Creed movie to like the kind of the prequel to Assassin's Creed 2. That was really excellent. I like that one, but they're also doing something, another thing too, but I can't remember what another game. Oh no, yeah. They're actually doing like a freaking, you know, that game, like that board game Werewolf? Yeah, Ubisoft apparently is making a movie on that.
Are you serious?
Why?
Yeah.
Does everything need a movie now these days? I think it's just because of the success. I just think it might be because of the success of all the recent video game films recently. Like we had Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog,
which were surprisingly decent.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Because a lot of video game movies tend to fail, and then those
like
two.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Like the one that triggered Razor.
It didn't trigger me. I'll tell you who it fucking triggered. It triggered one of my friends who just like fucking sent me like fucking novella of paragraphs, nonsensical paragraphs on Discord telling me that I'm biased against fun movies, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, I'm actually happy. I'm actually happy. Most of my friends were like, "It's shit. Just go watch like Scorpion's Revenge or something, or even
Scorpion's Revenge is way better.
or
90s
play the.
movie.
I mean, I
Or just
haven't
play-
seen it. I haven't seen it, but I was about to say a funny ass comment.
I told people about that too. If like we don't need an idiot like Cole to tell us what's happening in Mortal Kombat, you could literally. If I would have
Oh
done
yeah,
it,
that's his name.
yeah, Cole. But I keep saying like, what is it? Real quick, I would have just said, look, if I don't know, if I was the director, right, and I had a Twitter, or whatever, and people would give me and ask me anything, be like, why didn't you explain anything? I'd be like, go play the fucking video games. That'll explain your shit, bitch. Like. You know, because we are at a stage. I'm just saying, when you make a video game movie and there's all these games, either go on YouTube and watch it, it's free, or play it. Like it is not that hard for your monkey brain to understand.
Ooh, I got my code. I got my code for Returnal.
Okay, no. I just thought of a funny comment in regards to Mortal Kombat.
I didn't mean to get so mad over it, but I'm like, Jesus, man, like there are so many options for you guys to like choose, and you choose the dumbest routes possible for this stuff. Like,
No, I was literally about to say a funny comment in regards to Mortal Kombat. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I was literally about to say, I was literally about to say, go play the shitty ass games better. I'm pretty sure those are better than the movie.
Go play what is it?
The awful ones. I don't know what they were, but
yeah, Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero's Conquest, I think. Like that one was pretty bad, but at least I'm actually like, hey, it's Sub-Zero. You actually do stuff as Sub-Zero, you know, and not some bullshit with magic tattoos on your ass or whatever. You know, it's actually like, hey, I'm Sub-Zero. I'm a Lin Kuei ninja. I learned my shit from that, you know?
No, I'm really concerned about the future of PlayStation right now.
That's gonna be the next. I think that's already been a title Razor put in for one of his videos. The future state of PlayStation.
I mean, it could be. I mean, that already the wake up PlayStation. That already was kind of like, hey guys, like I'm not liking what I'm seeing, so maybe change before it's too late. Yeah.
And you said this was all happening even before the PS4 era?
No. So I started to notice this back around 20, and it's not like it's some like amazing secret or anything. It's just when you watch. So when you go back and watch things like the PlayStation Experience keynote during 2016, the one that we went to.
Oh my god, yeah.
The one that we went to, where, you know, it was like basically attending a party almost, where you had like everyone on stage and everyone was all happy and excited to be there. You know, there was like personality. There were a bunch of, even though they're executives, and you're absolutely right in that you should not consider these executives your friend or worship them or anything. But if you're going to be the public face of a company, at the very least, you should try to pretend that you give a shit if you actually do. And if you actually do give a shit, then that's, you know, that's good. And I feel like somebody like Sean Layden actually got it as far as, you know, being both the business side and the public face of PlayStation. Like, he got it. He was like the perfect guy for the job. But then I look at Jim Ryan, and he's got this thing where he says something on screen and then his actions speak an entirely different story. And it's like, it's not even just the big things, it's like little things that he says and does that are just like, dude, like what is your plan, or what is your business ethics as far as this stuff goes? Because if you're gonna bullshit me, then you might as well just not appear on camera at all. Like, stop giving interviews, stop doing these, you know, intros where you're in the fucking big PlayStation showcases. Just stay behind the scenes. Just stay behind the scenes and do your stuff. Don't talk. But I don't like bullshit.
What about Andrew House?
He was still an executive, but he was better than Jim Ryan. At least Andrew House, again, actions speak louder than words. You got him, you know, going after Kojima the moment Kojima leaves Konami. Whereas now, it's like, apparently PlayStation, from what I understand, it's like, apparently they might not even give a shit about trying to get Kojima anymore. And that he's going over to Xbox, which just, that within itself is just such a it's such a really damning vision of what PlayStation has become, where they and you know what? It's no big secret that Death Stranding didn't sell a whole lot. It's really not, but you know what? I would just keep Kojima happy out of, brand recognition. Just something as like cold and calculated as that, because Kojima and PlayStation are a big deal. Because Metal Gear Solid, it was a big fucking deal on PlayStation for many, many years. And to see PlayStation, if he does go with Xbox, to see PlayStation kind of give up on that bond, that brand, it's like, yeah, this is not a good thing.
They just shot
it makes me
themselves in the
nervous.
foot.
Yeah.
They shot themselves in the foot.
And I've seen a lot of talk too about people saying that Returnal is proof that this new Sony will be okay. But people have to remember that Returnal probably got greenlit when the old suits were still around.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine a guy like Jimmy Boy Ryan looking at Returnal and saying, yes, let's spend a lot of money on that. I really can't see that. I see that as a byproduct of the old way of PlayStation.
Or maybe Jim Ryan just cares about his own wallets, maybe.
Well, yeah, of course. To be fair, all these executives care about their own wallet. Like, they would fucking care about their own wallet before they probably care about their own family member or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, it's their job. Yeah, I know. I understand that. But, I mean,
But
there are, like, super greedy bastards.
yeah, they're terrible. But, there are some halfway decent ones out there. And I feel like Sean Layden was one of them. Andrew House was one of them. Shuhei Yoshida seems to be one of them. Thankfully, he's still around doing the indie stuff. But I have doubts about Herman Holst, who's now the new worldwide chairman. I especially have doubts about Jim Ryan. But I don't even know like who's in charge as far as marketing and PR and anymore, because it just seems like the people that don't care are running that now.
I feel like everything's a mess right now.
Yeah.
I had a bad feeling about Jim Ryan ever since I heard him, when I heard about him like making that comment, say like, oh, we had PS2 games out on our floor, but nobody played them.
Mm-hmm.
No one's interested.
Yeah, that would be total bullshit.
I mean, the only reason why nobody came is because people come to these things to see the new stuff. Of course, yeah. That's not how you market. That's not how you market like older properties like that. You show a trailer, show what changes you guys made, show gameplay of it, see how you remastered it. That's when people will come to it, not like that specifically. But or maybe Jim Ryan just doesn't know anything about video games, maybe. Or I don't know. Maybe he's trying to make.
I'm sure he knows, like the basics of video gaming. Considering he's going after, like his strategy seems to be going after a bunch of timed exclusivity and second party deals. That seems to be what he's doing. And at least I'll give him this. At least he's smart enough to recognize the big boy Japanese publishers that they need to maintain buddy with, like Square Enix, like Capcom. At least he isn't that stupid to where he'd let a chance to scoop up Final Fantasy 16 slip through his fingers. Like I'm pretty sure he was like, we need to make that happen now. We need to get that on the PS5 now. And same with Resident Evil, where it doesn't benefit people on Xbox, but it is a smart thing that he was able to secure a marketing deal with Resident Evil Village. As dumb as it is, it's like, Resident Evil and PlayStation have a long history. Final Fantasy and PlayStation have a long history. Dragon Quest and PlayStation have a long history. Kingdom Hearts and PlayStation have a very long history. It's like he'd be smart to go after the Square Enix and Capcom stuff, but as far as other Japanese stuff, I'm not convinced yet.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, what else did he do? Aren't they also trying to get Resident Evil 8 to be prevented like from being on Game Pass apparently?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they're trying to like strike a deal so that it's only on PlayStation.
No, it's that I feel like that kind of got blown out of proportion because it's a lot of companies make these kind of deals. Like Xbox does it. Nintendo does it. When Nintendo does one of their the thing is, we very rarely ever see an actual legal contract from one of these deals in person. Like, we very rarely as public get to do that. But now that we've seen it, that there's some people that ran wild with the speculation that that Sony are like sabotaging, the chances of Resident Evil being on Game Pass. It's like, yeah, of course they are. Like, why wouldn't they? If they're paying like $5 million for that deal, of course they would want something like that in the contract. Xbox does it all the time as well. Nintendo does it all the time as well. Epic does it all the time. Like, all these companies do that. It's just the fact is this one got leaked. That's the only difference. Everyone does it. It's just this one got leaked.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man. Well,
yeah.
All we can do now is just wait and watch and just hope this PS5 era doesn't.
I just hope that
I'm not gonna lie though. I don't feel like so far lately. I mean,
confident.
I don't feel as excited as I was during the PS4 era. I mean, it's probably because the PS4 era was probably my first official jump into PlayStation.
Yeah,
like the brand itself. And I remember when I saw all these other properties coming.
Yeah.
Even newer titles, and yeah, I'm glad I got to play those, but obviously, like, I knew about their older properties, but it's sad. Like I told you that I'm probably not going to be able to experience those until like I at least get a PS3 or something.
Yeah. Well, the PS4, I'd rank it the PS4 generation second to the PS2 as far as like the games are concerned, because I still think the PS2 generation is like king. I don't think that will ever be topped.
I can see that. I can see that.
Like, they were firing on all cylinders back in the PS2 era.
And then who's after that?
PS3, which that was the worst so far.
PS3 is the worst in your opinion?
Jump back to Xbox. Well, I don't have an Xbox, but I have Game Pass on PC, so I'm technically with Xbox now.
I mean,
kind of.
It's so dumb because it's like you remastered all your PS2 legacy titles and you're just giving us the PS2 ports. Like, what the heck?
And they don't work on the PS4. A lot of them are buggy when they release those old PS2 games on there. Like, Psychonauts has a ton of audio sync issues. You've got Destroy All Humans has a bunch of glitches. You've got I think Dark Cloud has problems too, and it's just it's so irritating that they couldn't get that right, an HD, like a 1080p upres of these games. And it can't be that hard to go back in there and fix it can't be that hard to go back in and fix some of these audio sync issues. They just don't care.
Or at least port the PS3 versions over.
Yeah.
Oh no, but speaking of glitches, since I did play Jack 2 when I was playing Jack 2, because I have the PS2 version on my PS5. When I was playing it, I saw there was one cutscene and Daxter was talking, and I could see, like, I don't know how to explain it, but or describe it, but there were like lines all over his mouth. Like, I was able to see it, and I'm just like, huh? And I was like, kind of concerned about that, and I was like, and I even had the game automatically close on me like twice when I was playing it. Like, it kind of randomly does that.
It's really annoying. They couldn't. It feels like those should be such easy wins, such easy, like, good, not only just financial, but good, from like a goodwill perspective.
I also find it dumb that, like, during the PS4 era, remember when they remastered God of War 3, but they didn't port over the other ones over?
Yeah, I hate that the 1 and 2 are still locked to the PS3. I mean, it's a good, they're good remasters. It's just you have to play them on the damn PS3 to get them.
Don't you have them?
I do, but Richard, you have no idea how terrible once you've played on the PS4 and the PS5 for so long, going back to the PS3 is just like, it's just a nightmare as far as the UI and the store and all that. It's just terrible.
I mean, I think I can tolerate it personally. But
what's it like? What is it?
literally, that's the only reason I own a PS3 now. Just for those remasters of their legacy titles. That's literally the only reason. And maybe like a few other stuff, but that's literally the main reason to own a PS3 now. But
you could just emulate it.
I mean, yeah, you can emulate it, but like me, like I'm a physical copy guy. I want to own the disc.
Yeah. And
So I would love to have those in my collection eventually, and I do plan on it. Just not right now, because I'm managing my money right now with the current games I got, and I'm investing in my education. So once that pays off, then I'll get one.
Alrighty, well, here's where I'm probably gonna end the stream. I'll still talk with you guys offline if you want, but I'm gonna end the stream here. So thank you to everyone who came by. Thank you, Heather Collins. Thank you, Nero. Thank you, Deadwade. Thank you, Malcolm Lloyd and Riley Productions. Thank you, Official Con Gaming HD. Thank you, David. Thank you, John Boko. Thank you, Ellen Lance Yap. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna end the stream here. And yeah, if you aren't subscribed yet, if you happen to found this channel just subscribe if you want more stuff like this. So yeah, alrighty, I will catch you all later. See ya.
You ended it.